Hey, this is Truman with Park Tool, and in this video we'll be going over Seatpost collars, also known as Seatpost binders or Seatpost clamps. We will go over different kinds and styles, how to adjust them, the tools and supplies needed to service them, as well as how to measure and identify what you may need if you're ordering a new one. A Seatpost collar has one major purpose: to hold the seatpost of the bike in place. The most common styles have a compression slot and simply slip over the top of the seat tube, which has one or more compression slots. When you tighten a collar that has a bolt, multiple bolts, or quick release skewer, it will compress the slot and create relatively even force all the way around the seat post, holding it in place. It is important to have a correctly sized collar, as well as a properly sized post. See our video on seat post sizing for more information. Another style of seat post clamp is a wedge type. These typically use a bolt to slide two or more wedges against each other to compress a post within a frame. These are always proprietary systems, and to replace them, you need to reach out to your manufacturer. There are also seat masts that include a clamp or expanding plug. If you have a frame and all you need is a seat post collar, or are just looking to get a new one, you'll need a couple measurements, or know where to look for the technical specifications of your bike. A digital caliper like the DC2 is great for taking these measurements, but you can get in the ballpark with a ruler like the SBC1. To begin, remove the post and collar if they are present, and use the caliper to measure the outside diameter of the seat tube, about 4 millimeters down from the top of the seat tube. Measure at least two places 90 degrees from one another and average the number. Here, we are getting a measurement just over 35 millimeters. If you are using a ruler, do your best to get an accurate reading. Measure in at least two spots and take the average. Write this number down and head to a bike part supplier's website, and in the drop-down menu, you will see diameter options. Look for a collar whose diameter best matches the measurement you found. Typically, a collar will fit a seat tube within plus or minus half a millimeter of the collar's labeled size. An alternative to measuring is to go to your bike manufacturer's website and check in the frame specifications section. The seat post clamp size is often listed. Installing a seat post collar is easy. Just slide it over the seat tube, install the seat post, and tighten up the collar. When installing a collar, there's typically no need for lubrication between the frame and the collar. Of course, there are some cases where we suggest some separation, such as on a titanium frame and aluminum seat post collar. In this situation, you'll use an anti-seize, like Park Tool ASC1, and then install the collar. Greasing the threads of a seat post clamp's bolt is something you should do periodically. Use a standard bicycle grease or anti-seize on the bolt. It is also recommended to use grease or anti-seize on the threads of quick release collars. Additionally, using some oil to lubricate the cam with a quick release can greatly improve the action. Add a drop of oil and exercise the quick release lever to work it in. If you have a correctly sized post and have prepped the fastener with lubrication but are still having issues with the post slipping or rotating, you may need to use a super grip type assembly compound to increase friction. See our seat post installation video for more information. Seat post collars typically require a 4mm or 5mm hex or a T25 wrench to tighten. It's also a good idea to tighten the bolt using a torque wrench. When tightening the bolt of a seat post collar, you need it to be tight, but not too tight. Many seat post clamps have a torque spec listed right on it, or that can be looked up. Typically, a Seatpost collar should be torqued between 5 and 9 Newton meters, but it can be more or less than that, so be sure to check the collar or with the bike's manufacturer. If you have a quick release collar, it should be tight. You should feel engagement about 1/4 of a rotation from closed. After closing, check to see if it is tight enough by rotating the saddle. If it is not, open the collar, tighten the adjustment nut, and retry until the Seatpost stays. And that's how you find and install a Seatpost collar. For videos on Seatposts and saddles, check out our Repair Help playlist. Thanks for joining us. Get out there, get your hands dirty, and have a wonderful day.